Hey everyone. Um, okay, so I've lost track at this point. I think I might be on day 16. Um, what I'm learning about this whole experience is that the trickiest part isn't necessarily gardening or connecting with gardening. For me, it's actually these videos. Which I think that's a funny thing that I'm really kind of surprised about because, lends well to the idea that I am without a doubt a gardener. That's what I do. I do it all day. It's what I talk about. I talk about it all day. Um, anyways, that's a thing that's a learning curve for me. But okay, so today I probably spent 6 hours in the garden because we had our first real um, what I would consider a real cold front blew through. Cold wind. I actually had to put on a sweater when I went to the garden. I ended up taking it off immediately. But it gave me the ability to not worry about the daylight hours. It gave me the ability to work through the heat of the day. And fortunately, my schedule changed a little bit and some of my daytime appointments were canceled. So that gave me the ability to just work outside and do that. And so I had the opportunity earlier on my personal page to do a live that was directly related to food waste and chickens and compost and lawn waste, that kind of stuff, tree, landscape, waste, and how do we use that, and some talks about that. Did a lot of digging up footpaths, creating swales, raising that up. I planted broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, and then broadcast a mixture of beans, cilantro, flower seeds, just kind of in the mix. That's how the way that I mulch my rows is to heavily plant some kind of flower or herb that I know that's a good companion plant. And that gives me the mulch I'm looking for. And oftentimes with like a mung bean as an example, and that's one that I often use, I could just pull those plants out as the bigger plants start to rise up, and there's no concern of like my ground not being covered or the weeds being knocked out. Then I can just go in and pull that out, and then that stuff goes into my footpaths and just helps add nitrogen right there. So I'm really trying to work with beginning to have more conversations with folks about what does it mean to mulch in place, to compost in place, to we're having a lot more conversations about what are we going to do with this food waste situation that we're dealing with. We're paying, especially in municipal areas, well, anywhere for that matter, we're paying for our money to be thrown away for us. And when I say our money, I'm talking about if you've got animals, your animals should be eating your kitchen scraps. They should be eating any leftover meat. They should be eating any leftover bread. They should be eating any good leftover vegetable produce. And that stuff should be going into the garden. And it should be a part of adding material to your yard. And you create systems that are simple. And we jokingly say the gateway drug is chickens. But anyways, that's a lot of what I talked about today, and spent several hours out at the learning garden. I've mentioned that before. Spent several hours out there, and so that's what my gardening was. It was just a day of gardening. I probably spent 6 hours gardening today. So great day, end of the day, long tiring day, but a beautiful October with our first cold front, and lots of good gardening happening with me. So I hope you will have a fantastic tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope that you are well.